Oh, hey everybody, it's me, Kurt. Oh, can you believe it? Hey, you guys, what's going on? Haven't heard anything in the news lately. Is there something going on I should know about? Wash your hands. Stay away from the elderly if you don't feel well. That should be a given every day. I don't know why this is new news to people. And yes, things are bad, and I hope you're not suffering, and I hope there's not anyone that you know or love that has been afflicted with this virus. But other than that, let's just be smart. Stop hoarding toilet paper. That is the weirdest thing, you guys. It's the weirdest thing. What I don't understand. I've got plenty because I keep plenty in the house on a normal basis. So I don't understand the toilet paper thing. I don't understand the hoarding thing because grocery stores right now aren't being affected. You know, stay away from large crowds, but you can still go shop and do things and just use Purell and be clean. We should all be doing that anyway as a society. So okay, I worry. But anyway, hey, since I've got some downtime, and you do too, I thought I would finally grace the world with episode 10. I think this is episode 10 of Kurt's Blurts. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm so excited. There's so much to talk about. My last one was like December of 2019. So happy 2020! Yay! Yeah, so there's going to be a lot to talk about, so just bear with me. I hope you have a lot of free time. Grab you a nice beverage and sit back and relax and enjoy the next 4 hours of me doing Kurt's Blurts. Okay, last time I spoke to you, I was putting this together around the 3rd of December. So after that, let's start with December of last year. What did you guys do in December of last year? I had a busy year. First, I want to start with ice at the Gaylord Palms Resort. And this year's theme for ice was Polar Express. So if you've never been to ice, what it is you go and you pay a ticket and you go into this thing and they keep the entire area down like 35 degrees, something like that, or 30, maybe 30, I don't know. It's so ice won't melt. So they keep it that cold in this gigantic area. And then they have all these amazing ice sculptors come in and create this life-size world of, like, one year it was Charlie Brown, one year it was Frosty the Snowman, one year it was 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. But this past year it was Polar Express. And so you go and they give you a big parka to put on, and you go in and you're trying to take pictures, but within 10 seconds, 20 seconds that you're there, your fingers start going numb. Everything exposed to the cold starts getting freezing numb. So before it's over with, you can't film anymore. So, but I wanted to show you the Polar Express because it was amazing. You walk in and you're in the little kid's bedroom and he's looking out the window and you see the lights. And what they've done, they've carved out, everything is carved out of ice and it is life size. And then they can put lights inside of it and do special lighting, and they had the music from the movie and the soundtrack from the movie playing for different scenes and stuff. So it was kind of amazing. And so you have the entryway, and then there's the giant Polar Express train is pulled up, outside the kid's house, and there's the Tom Hanks looking conductor guy standing there, get on board, get your tickets and all that stuff. But it's a ice sculpture. And you go in and it's the hot chocolate scene. And they have one section set up. You can actually go and sit on the ice benches. It looks just like the inside of the train car. And you can sit on that. And that was cool. And you go by and then there's the two old scary guys. There's the hobo hitchhiker, and then there's the two like scary guys from the train, and you can get your picture taken with them. But everything is made out of ice, sculpted ice with coloring in it. It was unbelievable. Then you go in and there's this whole area where it looks like the Polar Express train is crashing out of control around the mountain. It's massive, all carved out of ice. And there's slides. They put ice slides in, so you can go up and slide down these little ice slides. I don't do it because it's like 3 seconds of meh. But anyway, it looks cool, and for little kids, I'm sure it is amazing. And so once you walk through that, I think you go through like an ice tunnel, and then you're like at the North Pole. And there's a big bag with toys in it, all made out of ice. And there's a guy actually in there every day. There's an ice sculptor in there sculpting ice and showing you how they make it and all that kind of stuff. There's the naughty or nice radar, with the little elves watching it. And then you go by the giant Christmas tree and the little trumpeter elves. And it was just so well done. It was so wonderful. And then once you leave there, there's a giant ticket that says Believe, punched out with a whole bunch, but it's huge, all made out of ice. And then you go through another room, and every year, no matter what the theme is, every year it ends with a life-size nativity done in clear ice sculptures with a giant angel at the end. And it's always gorgeous. And this past year was no exception. It was really awesome. I haven't seen any movies, so the next thing we're going to talk about is Voctive's Christmas Tour 2019. Okay, you guys, our Christmas tour of 2019, Voctive's Christmas Tour, was a blast. It was so awesome. It's the longest kind of stretch we've done without coming home between shows or anything like that. I went out to California. I went out a couple of days early so I could go to Disneyland out in Anaheim.
Well, hey everybody, it's me, Kurt. And guess where I am? You can probably guess. Main Street. But Main Street where? Disneyland. Look at the cats, it's so cute and tiny. So hey everybody, here I am at Disneyland in Batuu, the Star Wars land.
Are you part of the resistance?
It depends. Define resistance.
Are you part of the resistance?
No. Yes.
We have ways of finding out, besides asking. I'm ordering surveillance on this group.
I bit the bullet. I got some of that multicolored popcorn. And you guys, you know what it tastes like? Popcorn. Okay, now that I have finished the bag of popcorn and my fingers are all like red and purple, the pink and purple ones of the popcorn are like fruity pebbles. They're sweet and fruity and they taste good. And then there's just regular caramel corn mixed in. And I think maybe a little bit of just regular popcorn mixed in too. Tastes good.
Let me know if you've ever been to Disneyland, what your thoughts are. I love it because it's smaller. You can get everywhere easy, or more easily than Disney World. It's just the two parks and they're packed full of stuff. And everybody just seems happier there, and I think it's because of the weather. There's not humidity, and so it feels good. It was cool weather. It's like cool enough to wear a jacket, and it was just lovely weather, and it was all decorated. You know, it was all Christmas, and so I love Christmas, of course. And so it was just beautiful. The castle was beautifully decorated and everything. But my favorite thing about going to Disneyland is that the Haunted Mansion is done in Nightmare Before Christmas. They do it from October through January, beginning of January. And it is the best change of a ride ever anywhere. I wish they would just leave it that way, or I wish they would change the one here in Florida permanently, because it could be its own ride and people, it's just amazing. Everything about it is amazing. Every single piece of it on the inside, it still looks like the Haunted Mansion, but major things are changed to look like Nightmare Before Christmas, and it's perfect. And at the end, instead of Hitchhiking Ghost, it's Oogie Boogie standing there spinning his wheel, you know, whatever. And then there's a different little demonic toy, like the demonic bat thing or the duck or whatever, you know, or teddy bear that are in your car with you as you leave. And it's just a great overlay. It's really wonderful.
Back in the day, this used to be the dance tent, and on the weekends, they would have people like Annette Funicello and Frankie Avalon and stuff. They used to come out here and do concerts, and people would dance in here and like dress up and do little dance parties and stuff. So it was kind of awesome. So there's a lot of history in that thing that is now the Royal Theater here at Disneyland.
Well, hey everybody, I'm wrapping things up here at Disneyland in California. It's Christmas, it's Disneyland, it's awesome, and I hope everybody's had a great time, because I sure have, although it's very crowded today.
So, got to spend it. I actually ran into a couple of friends. I actually ran into two different sets of friends while I was at Disneyland. So it is a small world after all, you guys. So Disneyland was great. And then we started our official Voctive tour down near San Diego in La Jolla, California. And we played, where was it? The Conrad Priebus Performing Arts Center. I hope I said that right. And beautiful. It was a smaller theater. We sold out for the concert, and they put us up in this hotel that was so nice, so very nice. So please, Conrad Priebus Theater, please have us back and put us up in that hotel again. I think it's a place where, like, it's some lodge place, and it was gorgeous, and I think they do PGA golf tournaments there, and it was like a lodge, like Fort Wilderness Lodge here in Florida, but it was like that. It was just rustic and beautiful, and turn down service. You come in at night and your bed's turned down and there's slippers put by your bed, and all the towels are monogrammed from the hotel. I like that kind of stuff, okay? Some people's flights were delayed coming in, but everybody got there, and we got the tour that started off great. So the next day, we went to Costa Mesa, California.
Costa Mesa, California. This theater is amazing. It's huge.
We played at the Segerstrom Center. Segerstrom, boy, I don't know. I should learn these names. The Segerstrom Center. And Segerstrom Center is probably the most massive symphony space and coolest theater I've ever played in my life. It was gorgeous. It was really deep and really, really tall. There were like 6 balconies. It was massive. It was a massive theater. And the audience was amazing. The stage was ginormously amazing and beautiful. And it was just gorgeous. It was this gorgeous, gorgeous theater. And they treated us really nice. And that was wonderful. The next morning, still in Anaheim, we got up at the crack of dawn to go do Hour of Power, if you've ever seen that. It's Robert Schuler's son, and I don't remember his first name. I want to say Robert Schuler Jr., but I know that's not right. So we did all 3 of those services, and but then after our last service, we had to race to get to Northern California, or Northern LA. We were at the Younds and Soraya Nazarian Center for the Performing Arts, okay, in North LA. And my agent was there, and a friend of mine that I have not seen in, at that time, 27 years. We performed together over in Europe for a year, me and these 2 guys, and one of them that happens to work for my voiceover agent in California. And so they came to the show, and unbeknownst to us, Nancy Cartwright was there, the voice of Bart Simpson. I didn't get to meet her, and I'm very upset about that. I did not get to meet her, but she was there, and she talked to Jamie Ray after the show, and it was, again, great concert, fun concert. And another friend of mine that was there was Chris Chin, and I've introduced you to Chris Chin on my last videos. He's the guy from the Geico commercials, and he's an extra on every TV show that there is. Like, you just have to look him up. International Movie Database him or something. I don't know. Just look up Chris Chen, C-H-E-N, and you'll find out all of his stuff. He's amazing. So he was there, and I got to have dinner with him, and it was just great. And after that concert, I drove to Palm Desert, which is right next to Palm Springs. I love Palm Springs so much, you guys. You obviously know that. I love all things mid-century modern. It is like Mecca for that stuff. I've never had to live there, though, and I'm sure the 120-degree summers would be a lot to take. But my skin doesn't do well with dry air like that, but who cares? Anyway, it was great. We played in Palm Desert. We played at the McCullum Theater. And what was cool about McCullum Theater is the backstage area is all autographed by people that have played there. And like Bob Hope, signatures on the wall, they have it covered in plexiglass. Phyllis Diller and all these people, their autographs are back there and covered up in plexiglass. So we got to sign the wall. So we started doing that at all the theaters, signing the walls that had signatures on it. And Sarah Whittemore learned how to do the Voctive logo, freehand it, and then we all signed around it. So that was kind of cool. And then we drove to Las Vegas.
Well, hey everybody, guess where I am? That's right. Oh, let me make it look. Can you see that? Yeah, Las Vegas. We've been here for a couple of days. Middle of the tour. Today was our day off, and it was awesome and much needed. My voice has been giving me issues this entire trip. So, anyway, but we've been having a great time. I gambled. I lost a little bit, but it's okay. I was up the first night, which made me happy. Then I was kind of down today. So, anyway, but it's all. That's why it's called gambling, isn't it? Anyway, we've had fun. We've had great audiences. And we are flying to San Francisco tomorrow to have a concert in Roanoke Park tomorrow night. And so far the trip has been awesome. I don't really have any interesting stories to tell you. I mean, I'll post it all in my blurt, so you can see it. But so far it's been great. And I hope the rest of the tour goes well. So love you all. Bye.
And you guys, Las Vegas. I love Las Vegas. I love it there. I don't ever want to live there, but I sure love visiting there. You know, I got married there, and I love Las Vegas. I love it so much. So we played at the college there, at the Artemis W. Ham Concert Hall is where we performed. And the best part about Vegas was Sarah Whittemore and I bought tickets way in advance because I knew this was coming. I don't know if you can read my shirt, but it's called Lost Vegas. It was the Tim Burton temporary exhibit at this place called the Neon Museum. If you go to Vegas, you have to go to the Neon Museum. The Neon Museum, it's all the old signs, all the old neon signs from Las Vegas. Whenever a casino closes or something closes down that has a good neon sign, they take it, they try to relight some of them aren't, but they do creative lighting just shining on them. And it's all outdoors, and it's gorgeous. My wedding photo shoot was actually done in the Neon Museum because it's just so cool. And so when I found out Tim Burton had done an exhibit that was only going to be there through the end of February or March of this year, Sarah and I got tickets, and it did not disappoint. They had set up there's one different section. It's on the other side of the parking lot of the Neon Museum that has some signs that they redid, and they did that map lighting where they do projections on all the signs, so it looks like the signs are coming back to life, and it was all done by Tim Burton, so a lot of it was Mars Attacks, that movie he did. Tim Burton, I found out, is from Las Vegas. Didn't know that. And so he said he always felt sad when they destroyed casinos and stuff because it was part of the heritage of the city, and I agree. So he'd done just all when you went into the main museum, there were 3 life size of the little aliens from Mars Attacks. The Beetlejuice sign was in there. All this original artwork that he'd done was in there. These sculptures of monsters and stuff. Even without the Tim Burton exhibit, go to the Neon Museum if you're ever in Las Vegas. Oh, and I meant to tell you, the one thing that bothers me now about Las Vegas, one of my favorite things, and I told everybody about this, was down on Fremont Street, which Fremont Street in Vegas is the old original downtown. It's covered with the world's largest LED screen now, and they do shows all the time and lighting and all this kind of stuff all the time. So it's called the Fremont Street Experience. You can zip line down it and all this stuff. Before all of that was ever there, at the end of it is, I think it's called the Plaza, and it's in Back to the Future 2, it was Biff's Casino. It's what they used for the exterior for Biff's Casino in Back to the Future 2. But anyway, all that now is covered up with the Fremont Street Experience and all this stuff. But what's really sad is there was this, I wish I could remember the name of it, I'm sorry I don't remember, but there was this old casino that had really low ceilings, and it felt like you were in somebody's basement, paneling, smoke everywhere, just, it felt really old and dated, and that's why I loved it. But in the back, there was an open kitchen grilling area that they had fried Oreos and fried Twinkies and hamburgers and hot dogs and onion rings and French fries, and people would line up out the door to get in there because it was just good, greasy, when you've been drinking in Vegas, food. And so I told everybody about it, and nobody wanted to go with me, so I went down there by myself. It has been torn down. They're in the process of building some new gigantic uber high-rise, and all the casinos that I love there are all being renovated and modernized and all that, and I'm like, no, Vegas, no. That was my favorite thing about going there. And you can see all the new fancy stuff on the main strip. So keep old Vegas, but they're demolishing it and making it all new and modern, and it's all just going to be the same thing no matter where you go, and I hate that. So anyway, that was the disappointing part about that. So the day after we had a day off in Vegas, which was fun, we went up to, we flew into San Francisco and went to Rohnert Park.
Open wide the golden gates. Open wide the golden gates.
It's full house.
Yay! I was like, okay.
As we drive over.
On to everywhere you look. It's a place, somebody who carry you home. Everywhere you look.
I'm posting that too.
Oh, you're great. Did that.
Pretty good. Well, this is pretty gorgeous,
Yep, this is all right.
I'll say.
Come tell the tale of Alcatraz.
Yeah, there's
Rohnert Park, we played at the Green Music Center, and beautiful. It was all exposed hardwood, like an oaky hardwood, and it was a symphony hall again, so it was really tall and rather narrow, with a huge stage, and all the seating up on the sides facing in, and then in the back, the back whole wall can open up like an accordion. They can open up the back wall, and there's this huge grassy knoll that during the summer they have concerts, and people can come and bring picnic blankets and make a full day and sit there on the grass and look into the theater, and they have giant movie screens outside so they can do live feed of the orchestra on the stage, but you can hear the concert and be there with everybody. And I'm like, that is the most beautiful, wonderful idea ever. If you have somewhere where the climate is that good, that's amazing to me. That's like perfect. Oh, so the next day we flew to Phoenix, and our flight was delayed, and it kept getting delayed, and it was delayed by like 5 hours. And we were supposed to fly to Phoenix and then drive like an hour and a half in Wickenburg, Arizona. is where we played. That's right, Wickenburg, Arizona. It was the people from Wickenburg that came down and got us in Phoenix when we were running late and brought us back up there. And so our flight was delayed by like 5 hours. We were freaking out. We didn't think we were going to make it. We thought we were going to have to cancel the concert. Finally, the flight goes, it takes off. We go. We get there, and the people from the theater have driven down to pick us up because they didn't think we'd have time to get our cars. Well, I had a car rented that I couldn't get my money back for. I went and got my car. So they're racing up there. I make it like 3 minutes after everybody else got there. I made it there, but it was like 7 o'clock, and our concert was at 7:30. So we ran in, did a quick sound check, ran downstairs, quickly changed, tried to eat a quick bite of food, all in like 30 minutes. It was crazy. It was crazy. But the concert went off without a hitch. The people were very kind there. And the next day, we ended up driving down to Scottsdale, Arizona, which is beautiful, and all the cactuses. You guys, I love cactuses, and I found out the kind of cactus that I like, the ones that have the arms, the little funky arms, are called saguaro cactuses, and I love them. So I started taking these little off-roads. On the way driving down to Scottsdale, I would just take a little road where I thought there would be cactuses, and here I am in a little rental car. And all of a sudden, about halfway down this road, it turned into like an off-road four-wheel drive course. Like it was all these gigantic hilly things and giant potholes and dips and curves. And my car started bottoming out on the thing. I was like, oh my gosh. And I knew I had to turn around and make it back. Somehow my GPS was taking me to go that way as a shortcut. It was not a shortcut. It was awful. I got about a mile into it and thought, I've got to turn around and come back. And while I'm doing it, all of a sudden these motorcyclists were popping by me doing wheelies and stuff. And I'm like, I should not be here. So luckily I made it down to Scottsdale. And funny enough, we stayed at the Saguaro Hotel, which is like this cool kind of hip. They have one in Palm Springs, and I think the one in Palm Springs might be a little bit better taken care of. But the one in Scottsdale was fine, and it was right next to our theater where we were performing at the Scottsdale Center for Performing Arts.
Well, hey everybody, it's me, Kurt. Wow, can you believe it? Oh man, so hey, it's like December the 22nd, maybe? This is the last day. Tonight is the last concert of our Voctive tour, and what a whirlwind it has been. If you're wondering where I am, I'm surrounded by cacti, if you will. I am at the Saguaro National Park, just outside of Tucson, Arizona. And saguaro, I think is how you pronounce it. It's spelled saguaro, but I think it's pronounced saguaro, are these kind of big giant cactuses with the arms and stuff. This place is ridiculous because I am a cactus freak. I love cacti, if you will. And there's so many. Like the place is just, it's gorgeous. It's exactly what you want the desert to look like. Just full, I want to see the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote running around behind me. But this tour has been amazing. We've had so much fun. It's been rather exhausting. I was sick for like the first week of the tour. I was very sick, and hopefully I didn't let on too much that I was battling some throat and chest issues and sinus issues and all that kind of stuff. I know the first night was really rough, but then after that it was, I think I concealed it pretty well. And then the past couple of nights I've been fine, so yay for that. You guys, this tour was incredible. Oh, hi, hold on a minute. I'm being stopped. Someone's coming. There's someone coming over. Hold on a minute. Well, hey again, everybody. It's me, Kurt, and I got off on a little trail here. It's a little paved trail where I'm allowed to walk. So hopefully no park rangers are gonna come after me and my picnic basket. But wow, this is beautiful. It's really something. The Saguaro National Park. If you ever get a chance and you want to see a million of these giant cactuses of all different shapes and sizes, and just beautiful scenery, it is really, really beautiful, really different from any place I've ever been. And I love these. I love these the saguaro cactuses. I love them so much. So now my goal when I get back to Florida is I want to buy a saguaro cactus and grow it at home, because I just think they're so cool looking. Come on, they're so awesome. In Scottsdale, I got to see a cousin of mine, Rose Smithmeyer, that I hadn't seen in like 40 years, and her daughter, Mandy, was with her, and I have never met Mandy, but she's been a fan of Octave for years, and so it was just kind of awesome to finally meet her. It was weird because you feel like you know somebody if you stay in touch with them so much on Facebook. And then a friend of mine, Maria McReynolds, and I don't know how you say your name, last name Maria. I think it's Weichert or Weichert, something like that. But Maria, I got to see her and meet her daughter. She was a friend of mine from college that I have not seen since college. So, and she was there. So you guys, this tour has been awesome. One of the funniest things is I got to meet Vance Prestwood. That's right, I got to meet Vance. It's like he actually had the still frame from one of my blurts where I've actually gave him a shout out and did the little news thing of his name. So I got to meet Vance, so that was cool. And just all the people that I've met on this tour, it's been amazing. So we are looking forward to our concert tonight in Tucson. And then we fly back home tomorrow and get to celebrate Christmas back in Florida with our family. So I'd like to say thank you to everybody who came out and has seen our shows, our live shows, our live concerts. It's unreal the amount of people that are coming out to see us, and the responses that we are getting from the audiences are just, it melts my heart. Like, you have no idea. It's so wonderful. We've had people crying. They come up to us and cry when they meet us because our shows have moved them so much and our music has moved them, and we would not be where we are doing what we do if it weren't for the people that support us and love us and keep buying our music and keep wanting to hear our music. And as long as people keep wanting to hear it, we're going to keep recording it, and we're going to keep touring, and hopefully we can do longer tours coming up. This was just a couple of weeks, so I'm hoping that we can do much longer ones in the future.
And then our last day, we went to Tucson. We performed at the Fox Theater in Tucson, and it was so bittersweet. It was a wonderful show, but it's just sad when tours end. You know, we always feel kind of melancholy, and we're all like, oh, it's the end of tour. And so the tour, we did our concert. It was wonderful. Flew back to Orlando, got to have Christmas. And then after Christmas, I went to one of my favorite places, not after Christmas, yes, after Christmas Day, but before the New Year, I went to one of my favorite places. Do you know where that is?